again from RaviRamCPA. I am RaviRamCPA.
I'm Devin Ramnarain. Hey guys.
And we apologize once again for the hiatus. Things have been a little cray-cray, but better cray-cray than permanent vacay. I'm going to stick to accounting.
Yeah. You should do that.
So today, and again, we always talk, we've touched on this subject in recent vlogs and whatnot, but we're not anti-religious or anything of that sort. In fact, we both grew up in very religious homes, believe it or not.
We're both very spiritual, even now.
Right. And at the same time, we have also seen the good, bad, and the ugly as far as all of it. And the main theme in all of it is really hold on to your money. Don't give it away just because someone says that they're a good person or this, that, or the other thing. And we're going to kind of go into just from a general standpoint how there are a lot of religious fakery type people in the world who don't care about you.
Right. People who take their religious, power and standpoint and use it to take advantage of people. Which is not a fair thing to do.
No, I mean, just speaking from, I lived in New York City for 9 years, and, being the grandson of a very famous Hindu priest at the time there, I got exposed to a lot of that world, the Hindu church equivalent world there, and at the same time also went to a Catholic high school and Catholic college, go figure. New York City, safety, you don't go to public school in New York City. But the point is, I got to see both sides of it, and literally it was the same thing on both sides. You had a couple of good people, but then the rest were just, honestly, I met more honest people at New York City nightclubs than I did at, my church or, my high school / college.
I mean, in all fairness, whenever you go to a club, at least you know what you're getting.
Right.
Like, the people that are there, they're pretty honest about what they're after.
Right, exactly. But when you go to a Hindu church or a Catholic high school, which also has a church attached to it, you literally expect one thing, and man, what you see is something totally different. So,
right.
Let's go into it. So, a lot of times you see, a lot of these churches have mandatory donations, some of the really strict ones, 10% of your salary has to go to the church. 10% of your salary? Are you fucking kidding me? I mean, that's a
lot. You make $50,000 a year.
That's $5,000 pre-tax going into your church.
I mean, and also, how are you going to pay your bills with how expensive everything is these days? You really think, maybe that was something you could do in 1960, but now?
Yeah,
gosh,
forget it.
The housing costs are insane. Sales tax is insane. Just everything is so pricey. You can't afford that. Even if you wanted to.
You're making $150 a year, as a family in a big city. You're barely above the poverty line, basically. It's crazy. You're gonna give 10% of that to your church?
Yeah. What are you gonna eat?
Yeah. There's only so much holy water that could fill you up. Holy water can't really fill you up.
Yeah, so many of those little biscuits.
Yeah, no, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. And again, we're not mocking any religion. We're just telling you the truth. Yeah.
No, of course not. No,
yeah.
I mean, there's nothing specifically that we're saying is wrong with the religions themselves. It's just
absolutely not.
People who take their religious standpoint, their religious power, as I said a minute ago, and use it to abuse people, which is not... You're in a position of trust.
Right.
People trust you, and you're going to take that and use that to buy yourself a Mercedes? I would punch you in the face.
Yeah, pretty much. Again, my grandfather was a very well-known Hindu priest in New York City for many years, and one reason why he was very well-known is that he would do a lot of these religious services for free or for next to nothing. He was not paid for his time because he believed in serving the people, and hey, very respectful. But there are a lot of his counterparts who, some of them who are alive today, and I'm not going to mention any names, but if you're watching, you know who you are, who literally don't do things for free, get all kinds of crazy money that you're screwing people out of to do certain religious services, and people pay it because they don't know any better, and you're taking advantage of them.
Oh gosh, and you just mentioned screwing people. We've heard some things about that too. These people just you have to be careful about what you believe and what you don't. Just do your research, and that entails everything in life, but especially when it comes to things that look just so wholesome and pure. In 2018, nothing is wholesome and pure. I hate to tell you. It's just not. You've got to do your research.
You got to do your due diligence, in every single thing that you do. And again, I mean, I hate to say that it's the people's fault at the end of the day for funding these priests' lives and lifestyles, and we'll get into that in a second. But, you know, at the end of the day, all they're really doing is, it's no different than being a drug dealer. They're literally going to you, seeing that you have a weakness and taking full advantage of you. So it's up to you to stop.
Yeah, you're 100% right. Just like retail too.
Yeah.
You know, let's not talk about drugs. Let's get really relatable for a second. It's just like retail. You know, people take these little advertisements and say, you know, look at this pretty dress. You should buy it. It'll look so great on you. It's the same thing with religion. Like, oh, you know, this deity will bless you if you bless me first. It's like, oh, you know what else it's like? It's like those kings in Nigeria. It's like, I have $20,000 to give you, but you have to give me $200 first.
Yeah, sure, right. Okay.
Right, you know?
Yeah,
like,
I'll call you.
Yeah, yeah. Don't call me. I'll call you.
Pretty much. Again, it's up to you. Devin's right. What I was trying to say is literally just stop giving these people your money. Pray at home. Get a small group of people if you have to have a little group. Pray in your living room.
Yes.
You don't have to be giving 10% of your income. You don't have to give them a dime. You don't have to do anything. I mean,
yeah.
If you want to give money, give charity instead. Volunteer. I mean,
right.
If you spend all that time that you would have been spending in church at the library, studying and making something yourself, getting a couple of degrees, certifications, starting a business, whatever, you'd be doing a lot more for society than you would by going to church, helping people, creating jobs for people, all of that stuff.
I mean, go to a soup kitchen in that time, or maybe get a few friends together and go help the underprivileged, the homeless, because, you know, you might be giving that money to the church thinking that it's going to these causes. Maybe some of it is, but some of it's going to overhead, and sometimes, if you're in the wrong church, none of it's going to anything else positive. It's going to, again, like I said earlier, that Mercedes.
Or there are 2, 3, 4 baby mamas.
Oh my gosh.
You know, yeah, you have a lot of these what are they called? Tithes, I think they are. Where,
yes, tithes.
Yeah, literally people in the Hindu religion, there's something very similar where, you know, there are donations after the service and this and that. It's all the same, really. All religions are the same, really. And you're giving that money, the priests are taking that money and putting it in their bag and going home. And maybe, like Devin said, some of them are altruistic and giving some or most of it away, but most of them are not. Most of them are.
A lot of them aren't.
Paying their private school tuition for their kids, or getting their wife a nice bracelet, or I don't know, just buying themselves a nice car, going out to eat, you know, all that kind of stuff. And I mean, look at some of these televangelists. Why don't you Google televangelists in some of their homes and their cars, and come back to us and tell us if you think we're making all this stuff up.
Yes, I saw not too long ago a televangelist that was requesting, I saw it on Facebook, I believe, a televangelist requesting for his followers to donate money so he could get another jet. He already had one, but he wanted one that would go across country without having to stop for gas. So he just really needed to invest. Why not just sell the jet you already have? First off, he already had this mansion, he had all these cars, like, for what? For God? I mean, does God want that? Because some of his followers can't eat.
That's the thing, a lot of the followers probably believe that he is God. But guess what? He's not God. He coughs, he farts, he shits, he pisses. He does everything that a human being does.
He goes to the dentist, he pays his taxes, you know, everything.
He read a couple more books than you did and knows a few more things. That's it.
Yeah.
Do you have to go give him all your money because of it? No. You don't
have to give him a dime.
No.
Yeah, donate. Okay, a lot of people donate their money to the church with the intent that, knowing that the church is going to give it to less privileged societies, just go give it yourself.
Simple.
Or donate your time like that. Like I said, like a soup kitchen.
Take control. Take ownership. It's your money. You earned it. You worked for it.
Take responsibility. Take initiative. If you really want to help, then stop writing checks. Go get your hands dirty.
Right. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, and this is a whole other vlog topic that we can talk about another time, but it's harder today than it was 30 years ago. Millennials are screwed. People in their, you know, early 30s, whatever, mid 30s are screwed. It's harder to buy a home. It's harder to make it in today's world. It's harder to be a business person. It's harder to do this. It's harder to do that because of...
Yeah. There's just more people.
Yeah, that and other factors. So
there's a lot of other factors.
So yeah, it's up to you to take those harder earned dollars that you're earning now, harder for you than it was for your parents to earn.
Right.
Take that money, hold on to it, and do good for society in different ways. That's really what we're trying to say. Again,
right.
You know, I have been to what they say is one of the most religious places in the world, India, and it's really no different than the U.S. People just care about the bottom dollar there. That's all it is.
Right, yeah, and I mean...
With a couple more people, but when you have 1 billion people over there, yeah, there are going to be some more religious people, but at the end of the day, the core is still the same.
Greed in pretty much every religion is a sin, and that in itself should just tell you what's right and what's wrong. That it should be very simple, very to the point. You know, don't be greedy. Do what you can to make a difference. You know, don't go out of your way to line the pockets of someone else who's not helping you or anyone else really. You know, give back to your community because gosh, we need it. We have too many people that only think about themselves.
A lot of opportunists, absolutely. Yeah.
I'm saying a lot of this, you know, a lot of this whole vlog with quite a bit of risk because I'm actually a low ordained minister myself, and I'm going to tell you right now that living in excess and living to the point where you don't care about other people and you're telling them to give you money, just give it to you, is just a horrible thing to do, and you should be ashamed.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Earn it.
Yeah.
Earn it.
And for you people that are giving these guys their money, again, stop. Put the wall away and go do something productive.
Exactly.
Seriously. So again, for Devin Ram the Rain, I'm Ravi Ram the Rain. So long, and we will see you guys when we see you again.
See you guys.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.